Welcome to USAX Coins. Stop scrolling because the 1966 Washington quarter you've been tossing around could be worth more than you think. Collectors are paying thousands for coins just like this, and by the end of this video you'll know exactly what to look for. Subscription thanks with love for watching. The United States of America Washington quarter dollar from 1966 is a coin that many people overlook in their collections, yet it carries a fascinating story of American history, subtle rarity, and hidden value that makes it extremely desirable for collectors today. By 1966, Washington quarters had already become a familiar part of American currency. But this year marked an interesting transition in coinage, as the United States Mint had completely removed silver from circulating quarters, creating a clear distinction between earlier silver issues and the clad coins that replaced them, which adds another layer of intrigue to the 1966 quarter. The obverse of the coin features the bold and timeless portrait of George Washington, carefully designed to honor the first president of the United States, while the reverse displays the classic eagle in flight, a symbol of strength, freedom, and American pride, making this coin visually appealing and historically significant at the same time. Collectors today focus heavily on condition, because quarters from 1966 that have survived with original luster, sharp details, and smooth surfaces are far less common than most people realize, and these high-grade examples are the ones that drive excitement and serious competition in the collector market. One of the most interesting aspects of the 1966 Washington quarter is the wide variation in preservation, because while millions were circulated and heavily handled, some were carefully stored by collectors or saved in coin albums, creating a stark difference between ordinary quarters and rare high-quality examples that can now be worth a significant amount. Numismatists also pay attention to subtle details like the sharpness of Washington's portrait, the crispness of the eagle's feathers, and the clarity of the lettering, because even minor flaws or marks can greatly impact the value of the coin, showing that careful examination is essential for anyone looking to uncover true hidden treasures. Another reason this coin is exciting is that it still appears in unexpected places, including old coin rolls, inherited collections, and forgotten jars, meaning that a 1966 Washington quarter with high collector value could be hiding in plain sight in someone's home right now. The historical and emotional appeal of this coin cannot be overstated, because it represents a period in American history when coinage was evolving, the country was moving forward in the post-war era, and collectors were beginning to recognize the importance of preserving coins for both historical and financial reasons. Over the years, high-grade 1966 Washington quarters have steadily gained attention in auctions and private sales, as serious collectors seek to complete full sets or acquire standout examples that have retained their original beauty and craftsmanship. At major auctions, the finest examples of the 1966 Washington quarter dollar have achieved astonishing results, reaching prices that climbed into the range of several $100s in words, proving that even coins that seem ordinary at first glance can be surprisingly valuable when condition, rarity, and collector demand align perfectly. If this video opened your eyes to the hidden potential of Washington quarters, remember that careful inspection and knowledge are the keys to discovering treasures, and the next incredible find could already be sitting unnoticed in your own collection. The United States of America Washington quarter dollar from 1974 is a coin that many people overlook, yet it carries a fascinating history, subtle rarity, and hidden value that makes it one of the most exciting modern quarters for collectors today. By 1974, Washington quarters had been circulating for decades, and while millions were produced for everyday use, most people had no idea that certain coins from this era could later become highly collectible, especially those that survived in pristine, uncirculated condition. The obverse of the coin features the timeless portrait of George Washington, a symbol of leadership, freedom, and American pride, while the reverse proudly displays the soaring eagle, a powerful emblem of the nation's strength and independence, making the 1974 Washington quarter both historically significant and visually striking. Collectors today pay enormous attention to the condition of these coins, because a quarter with strong luster, sharp details, and smooth fields can be incredibly rare, while coins that show wear or scratches often remain just ordinary pieces in circulation, demonstrating how preservation dramatically affects value. One of the most interesting aspects of the 1974 Washington quarter is the wide variation in quality, because while many were handled carelessly in banks and businesses, Some were carefully saved by collectors in albums or stored as part of private collections, creating a rare opportunity to find high-grade examples that are now highly sought after. Experts also study subtle details like the strike quality, the sharpness of Washington's hair and facial features, and the clarity of the eagle's feathers, because even the smallest imperfections can drastically impact a coin's worth, highlighting the importance of careful inspection and collector knowledge. The 1974 Washington quarter also attracts attention because it was part of a transitional era in modern U.S. coinage, when collectors were starting to focus on minting variations, uncirculated coins, and subtle design differences, making it not only a piece of history but also a smart investment for serious collectors. Many of these coins still appear in unexpected places, including old coin rolls, inherited collections, and forgotten jars, meaning that a collector with knowledge could easily discover a 1974 Washington quarter with exceptional value hiding in plain sight. The emotional appeal of this coin is just as strong as its financial potential, because it represents a period in American history when the nation was evolving, coinage was modernizing, and the Kennedy and Washington series were inspiring collectors to preserve these iconic pieces for future generations. At major auctions and in private sales, the highest quality 1974 Washington quarter dollars have achieved impressive results, with top specimens selling for amounts that reached into the range of several $100s in words, proving that even coins from the modern era can carry remarkable value when rarity, condition, and collector demand come together perfectly. The United States of America Washington quarter dollar from 1981 is a coin that many people overlook in their collections, yet it holds a surprising story of history, subtle rarity, and hidden value that makes it extremely appealing to collectors today. By 1981, Washington quarters had been a staple of American currency for decades, and while millions were produced for everyday circulation, many people didn't realize that some of these coins, especially those preserved in excellent condition, could later become highly sought-after treasures in the collector market. The obverse of the 1981 Washington quarter features the timeless portrait of George Washington, symbolizing leadership, independence, and the enduring values of the United States, while the reverse proudly displays the majestic eagle, a powerful emblem of freedom, strength, and national pride, making this coin both historically significant and visually captivating. Collectors today focus heavily on the condition of the 1981 Washington quarter, because coins with strong original luster, sharp details, and smooth, unblemished surfaces are far rarer than most people imagine, and these high-grade examples are the ones that drive excitement and serious competition in the market. One of the most interesting aspects of the 1981 Washington quarter is the wide variation in quality, because while most coins circulated heavily, some were carefully preserved in coin albums, safety deposit boxes, or private collections, creating a stark difference between ordinary circulated coins and rare uncirculated examples that are now incredibly valuable. Experts also pay attention to subtle details like the strike quality, the clarity of Washington's portrait, and the sharpness of the eagle's feathers on the reverse, because even minor imperfections can dramatically affect a coin's value, showing that collector knowledge and careful inspection are essential for uncovering true treasures. The 1981 Washington quarter is part of a fascinating era of modern coinage, when collectors began to focus on mint variations, uncirculated coins, and coins with exceptional eye appeal, making it not just a piece of currency but also a historical artifact and investment opportunity for those who understand its significance. Many of these coins are still being discovered today in old coin rolls, inherited collections, and forgotten jars, meaning that collectors and treasure hunters have real chances to find a 1981 Washington quarter in exceptional condition hiding right under their noses. The emotional and historical appeal of this coin is as strong as its financial potential, because it represents a period in American history when the nation was evolving, coin designs were modernizing, and collectors were beginning to recognize the importance of preserving iconic coins for the future. At major auctions and private sales, the finest examples of the 1981 Washington quarter have achieved impressive results, with top specimens selling for amounts that reached into the range of several $100s in words, proving that even coins from the modern era can carry remarkable value when condition, preservation, and collector demand all align perfectly. The United States of America Washington quarter dollar from 1991 is a coin that often gets overlooked by collectors and casual holders alike, yet it carries an interesting story of modern coinage, hidden potential, and subtle value that makes it a must-watch for anyone interested in U.S. coins. By 1991, Washington quarters had been a consistent part of American currency for decades, circulating in pockets, cash registers, and banks across the country, but what many people don't realize is that some 1,991 quarters, particularly those preserved in uncirculated or mint condition, can be far more valuable than their face value suggests. The obverse of the coin features the timeless portrait of George Washington, a symbol of leadership, independence, and American pride, while the reverse proudly displays the majestic eagle, whose detailed feathers and outstretched wings convey strength, freedom, and the enduring spirit of the United States, making this coin both historically significant and visually appealing to collectors. Condition is absolutely key for the 1991 Washington quarter, because coins with original luster, crisp details, and smooth surfaces are much rarer than many assume, and these high-grade examples are the ones that consistently command the highest attention and demand among collectors and investors. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 1991 Washington quarter is the wide range of preservation, because while millions of coins were circulated, only a small fraction were carefully saved by collectors in albums, safety deposit boxes, or special storage, creating a striking difference between ordinary circulated quarters and rare uncirculated or proof examples that are now highly sought after. Experts and collectors also focus on minute details such as the sharpness of Washington's portrait, the depth of the eagle's feathers, and the clarity of the lettering, because even the smallest imperfections can significantly impact the coin's value, proving that knowledge and careful inspection are critical to uncovering true hidden treasures. The 1991 Washington quarter represents an interesting period in modern coinage when collectors began to pay more attention to mint variations, special issues, and coins with exceptional eye appeal, which has added layers of collectability to a coin that might otherwise appear ordinary at first glance. Many of these coins are still being discovered today in old coin rolls, inherited collections, and forgotten jars, meaning there is still a very real chance that a collector could uncover a 1991 Washington quarter with extraordinary condition and collector appeal without even knowing it. The emotional and historical significance of this coin adds to its appeal, because it represents continuity in American coinage, the legacy of George Washington, and a moment in time when collectors began to value coins not just for their metal content, but for their story, preservation, and rarity. At major auctions and private sales, the finest 1991 Washington quarter examples have achieved remarkable results, with top specimens selling for amounts that reached into the range of several $100s in words, proving that even coins from the modern era can hold serious value when condition, rarity, and collector demand align perfectly. If this video opened your eyes to the hidden potential of Washington quarters, remember that even coins that seem ordinary at first glance can hold incredible value, and the next amazing find could already be hiding in your own collection waiting to be discovered.